Well, hi folks. Welcome back after a rather long hiatus due mostly to some rather unpredictable weather we've had here the last few months. This is our Ginseng Ficus, and I've done a little bit of cleanup and a little bit of pruning. I'm doing just a little bit of wiring on it right now. The one area where I'm having problems here is in finding places to try to anchor the wire in order to get it to hold the branches, because it has this tremendously thick trunk, so we can't really anchor the wire by spiraling it around the trunk the way I would with any other bonsai. So I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try going branch to branch, and I'm going to try using what would be a fairly thick piece of wire here. And we'll hope that this holds. And my worry is that it's not because of the thickness of the trunk, but we'll give it a try. Now we have to wire loosely here because we've got all these aerial roots coming down the trunk, and we can't choke those off with the wire. Come around like this. And then take this one up like this. Okay, this is actually holding pretty nicely here. And you can see we've left it loose around the trunk here so that we don't pinch all these nice roots here. Now we just need to add some smaller pieces of wire on the upper branches, and I think we'll be about finished here. Now this doesn't need to be bent, so we can actually just leave the end of this down here like this, come around it a couple of times, and this is the tricky part. We've got to go kind of over, under, and through. And then we're going to come up from under on this one because this branch is going to be bent upward to become the new leader. I want to be careful not to pinch any leaves here, and that's going to affect the pitch of the wiring a little bit. I'm going to have to vary it just a little in order to get it right here. And then we'll put a little bit of movement in here. Hopefully next year we'll get some good growth on this, and that will thicken up. Now we need to wire two more branches here, and I got to try to fit this in around the other wiring. Now I can't really go branch to branch with these because they're too close together, so we're not going to have enough room for anchoring turns. So we'll just anchor to the trunk, the upper trunk, and then we'll leave this a little bit loose and cut that off and bring that down like that. Now this branch needs to go towards the back a little because we already have a side branch below here, and we don't want two branches projecting in the same direction. Then we have a little one here which will become an opposing branch, so we need a thin piece of wire for that. I'm going to try to find the end of this thick tangle of wire here. Here we are on the outside of the coil. And again, we'll continue same direction. Well, first we'll wire this down. And this should tolerate a a thin piece of wire. Going to come in between these other pieces. And work around the leaves. Then we'll cut, and that will come down and over like that. And that really leaves us just one more, and that's this one here. Make this a little longer. And that should be enough turns there to anchor it. More than enough, actually. And this is kind of an unusual deal here, where this emerges. So we'll come around there like that. And then we'll cut that. And then we just want to make a couple little adjustments here. And that's our wiring job. So this is where our Ginseng Ficus is for now. And what we'll do, since it didn't grow much this year, it really doesn't need to be repotted at this point. So we'll just put it back out in the growing area and give it some fertilizer, and then we'll take another look at it next spring. So here's our slow 360 showing what we've done with it in terms of the wiring. Now I haven't put the wiring on too snug or too tight because, like I said, these things can grow very rapidly when they're in a mood to grow. And next spring, if we get a spate of warm weather, this thing could easily throw on 5 or 6 nodes in one growth spurt and thicken up quickly enough for the wire to start biting in. So next spring, when it starts growing, we'll just keep an eye on it. So here we are again. Hopefully with a more tree-like image than what we started out with. Thank you for watching, folks.